What if you wanted a carry-on roller that would last your entire life? Something completely protected that gets better and better with age. Something that moves exactly how you need it to and has a lifetime warranty. The only question is, 4 wheels or 2? These are the 2 carry-on rollers from Sterling Pacific, the Rolls-Royce of carry-on luggage, and they just released their 4-wheel spinner. Let's talk about some of the details. First of all, these handles are, listen, I don't know how else to put this besides every single time, both of them have the same, and every single time I grab these handles, Italian, full grain leather, just the right amount of cush. Ugh. Every time I pick them up, every time I use them, I melt a little bit. The way they both roll, obviously the spinner can go in 360. This has oversized wheels, just 2 of them. The way they roll is so smooth. The trolley on both of these is smoother than any I have ever used, okay? It's just another one of those, every time I use it, it's like, Both of them use this iconic, classic TSA lock latch that just is so boing. And both made from corrosion-resistant 5000 series aluminum with thicker aluminum around all the corners as well as the wheel housings and the housing for our trolley system itself. Both of them have these steel rivets all over the place. The whole body's aluminum, right? But the rivets are all steel, and they have this minimal branding, this Sterling Pacific. Both of them have this incredibly iconic, classic Americana 50s Mad Men style. I don't know. It feels like an homage to engineers. You absolutely will get comments from other travelers. It just happens all the time. And both of them have a lifetime warranty, okay? Both of them are more money than you want to spend on a suitcase. You could easily go like Amazon Basics, $98 for something, and just hopefully one of the wheels doesn't break when you need it most, right? This is the dream of buy it once and buy it for life, because lifetime warranty on something that is made from aluminum, steel, fucking Italian full grain leather, right? It is an heirloom. It's a thing that your grandkids are gonna find in an attic and like blow the dust off and be like, did Grandpa did he travel a lot? Let's talk about some of the differences between the 2-wheel and the 4-wheel before we just talk about, 2 versus 4-wheel in travel in general, okay? This guy, the 4-wheel, 40 liters. This one's 35 liters. This one has 2 basically equal size compartments, and it opens clamshell. Compare that to this guy, which just has 1 bucket, all right, and a lid. Okay, that's it. Everything goes into here and you smush it down and click it. So the difference here is actually meaningful potentially for how you pack, okay? Having the 1 big bucket versus the 2. Another meaningful difference over here is you can pack it, like oftentimes my favorite thing to do, underneath the bed, underneath a couch. I can leave this all unzipped and open. I don't use packing cubes in this one. I just find I don't need it as much because these compartments are more narrow. They're not as deep. So I will have all my clothes in rolls along here. I can see it all, and it's like pulling out a little dresser. In this one, I tend to use packing cubes. Compress everything in, and I pull it all out when I get there and have them all in the dressers in the hotel or the Airbnb, then pack this away into the closet or something. So it's kind of nice to be able to live out of the luggage instead of pull everything out, place it into drawers. This ends up being my drawer. Now on the 2-wheel, these wheels are oversized, they're larger, and there's 1 thick axle that goes between here. This the reason why they started with this one is because they have a lifetime warranty on their stuff, right? So this is just more durable. It's gonna be. They're using some of the world's best spinners over here for the wheels. They've engineered them to be the perfect mix of, you know, soft and like traction-y as well as durable, right? And you're gonna be able to repair and replace things on this easily, but the truth is that this has more durability built in. If that's something that you're just like, I don't ever want to have to do a warranted return or get replacement items, like I think you're gonna go however many years and something's gonna happen to one of these, and then they're gonna send you a replacement. I don't know for sure. This is just my hunch on this. That's why they went with the 2-wheel first. They wanted to make something that would last for a billion years. But the way that a spinner moves is intoxicating. Both of these are extremely smooth because the oversized wheels here, the polyurethane or whatever that softness is, just feels awesome. When I'm going down an airplane aisle, I put this in front of me and walk with it. I don't have any problems when you stand this up. This one won't roll. If you're on a tram or on an uneven surface, these can roll away from you. I tend to just like put my day bag next to it, put it up against the wall, or put it right between my legs and I don't have a problem with it, or I'm sitting on it on the tram or something. But you got just like, you know, rolling this through the aisle sideways, putting my bag on top of this and just rolling it through the airport like this. It is, I mean, I never used a spinner until a couple years ago, and I was like, what? What? I don't know what it is. Why is this so delightful? But there's a reason why they're all over the place, right? And why they're all over our landfills. I'm sure of it, because most of them are made very poorly. This is the opposite of that. So there is a meaningful question between the two, right? 2 wheels, 35 liters, 4 wheels, 40 liters. 1 bucket to pack into, 2 buckets to pack into, equal size. You want to think about how you like to do things, because you're obviously spending quite a bit of money on something that's going to last for your entire life. It is. Yeah, more on that in a second. Now, I have traveled more with the 2-wheel. I have, like, you know, bumped and scraped it. I barely can see anything. But the word is that you will get bumps and scrapes, or maybe not bumps, but scrapes. You might even get some dents. You might get things like that. You got to be of the mindset that this is a patina. Do you know about, like, old selvage denim, right? You get this really rigid, weird, rough denim that's dyed from indigo from Japan, and it's made from yarn and whales and yada, 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 right? And then you wear it again and again and again, and it breaks into you. It breaks in. Pretty soon it's like putting on a pair of skin, and you've got the little patina, the little parts where you put your wallet and your phone to have like this little like worn bits and areas to them, right? Patina. These leather handles are going to break in over time. They're going to get softer. You're going to see some wear, but this leather is going to last probably longer than you, all right? Patina. That's what's built into these materials, right? That it's actually going to get better and better over time as you see, oh, like, yeah, that was fucking Europe 2025. Oh, and that was Bali down here, right? Or I don't know if you'll see individual scrapes and scraps. Also, this isn't painted, so scrapes and scuffs like that aren't going to look a different color. But the word on the street is, you know, after I don't know, 6 months, something like that, of use of this thing, I barely have any scraps and scrapes and stuff, but that you're going to get some. And the mindset is that that's the cost. That's the cost of entry for something that's going to last you your entire life. Obviously, plastic luggage for $100 at Amazon or Target is going to get bumps and scrapes and scraps also. The difference is that I don't know. You know who you are, man. You know who you are. You know how that kind of like sounds pretty sick. So let's look inside this 4-wheeler and see what we're working with here. By the way, their stuff comes with like an amenity kit, which is actually kind of nice. You got some leather care wax, you got a little wipe and a pen as well as a manual. All right, then you have a little meshy bit right here, which goes up underneath here and around. This could be perfect for your folded shirts if you want, or just stuff in a bunch of underwear and socks or your business papers. Man, you also have a leather little bit right here, which has your serial number, which is also engraved. Then your zippered compartment over here. This liner feels better than their original versions. This is like a microfiber kind of faux suede feeling. It's got a thickness that feels good, right? And that's on the inside too. One of the nice things about this zippered side is that you can overstuff it a bit and then use your zippers to compress that down, okay? But whatever you have over here, that's the top of the bag. That's what's gonna fold over. On this side, you do have these compression straps, which have this awesome, I don't know, stainless steel or chrome, why does it have that sound? Just delightful. And these straps actually come from the bottom of the bag here, which means you'll be able to compress. You'll be able to get whatever you have over here, clip it over. Also, it's nice that these you can go side by side like this if you wanted to, but they are designed to go crisscross applesauce like this. Nice little detail to have this little strap dangle gather thing, so you get it set up where you want it. You know, you can smush it down and smush your clothes. So this is holding down this side of the luggage. The zippered compartment is holding down everything over here. It's great, like I said, when I get to where I'm going and I can just push this under the bed or sofa and have all my stuff accessible, visible, be able to rifle through it. And then it's time to leave, just zip and go. I tend not always to use these, but it's easy to know which side is which, because whenever you open this, you know your latches are coming up on the top. Now, compare that to the two-wheeled one, where our straps come up across from the top, where on the top itself, we don't have any zippered compartment besides this little mesh guy, and we have these hinges, okay, which are very different. They're nice because you have this, like, sort of toilet seat sort of ease back thing. It's also nice because this takes up smaller footprint. You don't need a big old wide area to do this, but because it's deeper on one side, it can be harder to pack your clothes in a way that you can use this as your dresser drawer, which is nice. When you're in transit, like, again and again and again, when you're really living out of something, and this luggage deserves to be lived out of. You know, this deserves to be like, we're going around the world. We're buying fancy luggage, and we're doing a round the world trip, and I mean, that sounds like a good trip. Is it meaningful, the size difference between the 35 and the 40 liter? They pack into two compartments here, which I don't know if you can compress two different sides more than you can compress one side. What I love about this one is you just throw everything in. You can go up about 2 inches above the side of the luggage, and then you just smush it down. This is so nice to just like get on top of and smush down. Just make sure everything's away from the edges, and then that click. And you're good to go. You're locked in. And then with both of these, you are carry-on. You do not need to check it. Obviously you can, but you do not need to. This episode is brought to you by Studio Neat, who make my very favorite pen and mini notebook. This is the Mark I pen. It has the most satisfying click mechanism in the world. It is the perfect size in the hand. It's slightly fatter than most pens, just barely. Not so fat that it feels cartoon-like, and it comes in a few different colors with a few different knock metal materials. And then their Totebook Mini has become my favorite pocket notebook because it has this like faux leather material on the outside. It's great for making my little notes throughout the day. I'm telling you, this pen is, again, a little more than you want to spend on a pen, but it's the kind of thing that lasts for forever. It's all metal, even the click mechanism, and it takes my favorite pen refill more to this like buy it once, buy it for life kind of thing. And it is just different writing with this thing. Use my links below. They support the channel and they let Studio Neat know where you came from. Shout out to Studio Neat. And shout out to Sterling Pacific. There's nothing quite like a product that you could just like load up, take all your shit with you. You can count on. It's nice to have a product that you can count on when there's so many uncertainties in the kind of travel that you do. Whatever you think you know is 50% of reality. The other 50% is the possibility space. When I travel, I'm like preparing for what I think's gonna happen. And yet I find it helpful to believe that that's only 50% of what the reality is gonna be, that the other 50% is potential, is possibility. I think it's a way that we protect ourselves by having a theory or a hypothesis of what's gonna happen out there. But we can overprotect ourselves, preparing myself so much that I don't end up going on the journey. Why is this helpful for me? It's helpful for me because it gets me into, maybe it's curiosity. It gets me into wonder or curiosity about and a bit of more of a dance, a bit more of like a give and take with the world instead of like Scrooge. There's so much he's missed out on. There's so much in the possibility, in the potential that was given up on for the sake of the certainty and the control that comes with what I thought I knew about life. And then, what you think you know ends up becoming true, like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I don't know if you'll get any mileage from that, but this idea that what you think you know is only 50% of reality. The rest of it is surfing. It's not gonna happen if you don't paddle out. I just find that I can protect myself so much and insulate myself from the world with stories that I think are probably gonna end up being true. Like my mind's so quick at coming up with the story, and then it's believable. It's believable. And I want to believe the story that I'm making up because then I'm right. What you know is 50% of reality. The rest is potential. It's the possibility field, right? Dance with it. Shout out to Sterling Pacific for making one of these products that you can just completely commit to. The whole lifetime warranty thing is such a fascinating idea, but then making it out of the materials that they're like, yeah, you're not gonna need to send it back. This whole idea of spending more up front to have a companion you can commit to over a very long period of time, that's fascinating. The whole idea of having an heirloom piece of luggage is super fascinating. Things where you can repair stuff. I love this. And obviously, I just love the look. Yeah, if I had to pick, I'd probably go spinner. Just because there's just... Same thing with the way that this trolley comes up. Every time I'm like, whoa! And that the way that these handles feel. It's the same thing with how this moves. It's like, oh, moving through the space. And then I'll just live with packing into 2 compartments. All right. Shout out to you. Thanks. Talk to you later. Be yourself. Everyone else is taken. By the way, I do have a free email course at matterful.co/travelglad. And it is just tips and tricks on how to travel better, how to enjoy travel more, how to get out of the fear-based orientation into just prepared and ready to go. matterful.co/travelglad. Bye.